G'day. In this week's video I'll give you an update on how the wedding planning is going, explain to you why I really didn't want to get married in the first place, but first of all I've got to play an intro and go for a ride. So the wedding is just 2 weeks away. There's a little bit of stress and a lot of excitement. So what are we doing with these suits?
I have to take mine in to have the pants taken up. Yours is up to you.
So this is my suit for the wedding.
You know it's bad luck to see the dress before the wedding.
Oh, who cares?
Very sharp.
What do you reckon?
Hey, handsome?
The guest list has been a real bone of contention. In fact, the issue first arose a few months ago while we were on a bushwalk. I want a wedding that's not too big. I want family and close friends. Derek, on the other hand, wants to have a cast of thousands. Realistically, Derek, what do you think is a good number for the wedding?
I think if you go any shorter than 180, you're running it a bit fine.
Choosing the guests was a really hard part. No one enjoys doing that because you have to leave some really good friends out. But we settled on 160 people, and the next problem was working out where they're going to sit, because the problem that we've got is that everybody is on one table. How hard is it to sort 160 people out?
It's not easy, but this helps. So you can work out which is obvious and which is more difficult.
So everything is coming together. We really want to make sure that people remember our wedding for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. Jeez, it's hot. Anyway, I'm off to do a story on an 82-year-old man who wants to sail his yacht solo around Australia and possibly the world. Pfft, good luck. Now, to make sure we don't have a wedding fail, I put a shout out on Facebook earlier this week looking for pre-wedding tips, and here's what some friends had to say.
Hey Tom and Derek, my wedding tip is make sure that you get your hair done a week out from the wedding so that your colour has time to settle.
So my advice is to slow it down. That means taking the time to absorb what's going on the moment.
So my number one wedding tip is to just not do it in the first place. Save the money and go to everyone else's wedding.
Thanks, girls.
The sailor will leave the Gold Coast tomorrow. If successful, he's then planning to circumnavigate the world.
Peter Steele has been sailing for 60 years.
In itself will be.
It can get pretty lonely on the high seas, but the octogenarian has embraced modern technology and will use social media to remain in contact with family and friends. Peter, would you like me to give you a Facebook friend request?
Oh, no thanks, Tom.
Was that funny?
Yeah, made the story about yourself for a change.
That's what I do. Anyway, Derek and I are really excited about getting married. Only last week I read that there's been more than 1,000 same-sex marriages here in Queensland since the laws were changed a year ago. Look, it would be remiss of me not to be honest about my true feelings towards marriage. When I was 24 and came out, I basically gave up any thought or chance of getting married. And then over the years, as society changed and it did come into the realms of possibility, I was always like, yeah, that's a great idea, but it doesn't really affect me. But then when I got engaged earlier this year at Derek's behest, it still didn't seem quite real. But now in 2 weeks, I'm actually going to be getting married, and I've got to say I'm really, really excited. I'm proud, I'm honoured, and I am overjoyed that Derek wants to marry me. I've got to say that I've done pretty well with him. He's done well with me, but you know, everyone loves Derek more than they love me, which I understand. He's a better bloke. Anyway, thanks for watching this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you like the content and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I would really appreciate it. Also, I love the comments and the likes as well. See ya.